Good morning students. Today we are starting our next chapter, that is biomolecules. So first we need to understand what biomolecules are, and in this chapter we are going to discuss about all the biomolecules in detail, the structures, the different type of bonds present in the biomolecules, different metabolic processes in which these biomolecules are taking part, characteristics of all these biomolecules. So all such things we are going to cover in this chapter. So let's start with this chapter and understand the meaning of biomolecules. Bio simply means living. So these are the molecules which are going to be present in a living organism. They can be chemicals or they can be simply molecules that are going to be present in living organisms. So these are the chemicals or molecules that are present in a cell, or you can say that are going to be present in a organism. And they can also be known as biological molecules, or we can simply use the term biomolecules. Now, one more important thing about these biomolecules are that these biomolecules are going to be involved in the metabolic activities. हमारी सेल में जितनी भी मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटीज़ होती हैं, रिएक्शंस होती हैं, हम जानते हैं सेल्स आर हैविंग वेरियस कैटाबॉलिक रिएक्शंस in which a complex compound is breaking down into simple compounds, और there are some of the anabolic reactions जिसमें कुछ छोटे छोटे components मिलके एक बड़ा complex component बनाते हैं. So there are lots of activities, metabolic activities that are continuously occurring, and these biomolecules are part of these metabolic activities that are being performed in a cell. Now सेल के अंदर जितने भी केमिकल्स प्रेजेंट हैं, मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं, आयंस प्रेजेंट हैं, these all things are going to make a cellular pool that is simply known as cellular pool. So cellular pool is formed because of all the chemicals, molecules, ions that are present inside the cell. अब यहाँ पर जो डिफरेंट सब्सटेंसेस सेल के अंदर प्रेजेंट हैं वो दो फेजेस में प्रेजेंट हैं. दे कैन बी प्रेजेंट इन एक्वस फेज और दे कैन बी प्रेजेंट इन नॉन एक्वस फेज. एक्वस वर्ड सिंपली शोज अस अबाउट वाटर. तो वाटर में जितने भी मटेरियल डिसॉल्व्ड प्रेजेंट हैं दे आर गोइंग टू बी द पार्ट ऑफ एक्वस फेज, और जो वाटर में डिसॉल्व नहीं है, without water present हैं, they are going to be as present in non-aqueous phase. Now water may be depending upon the size and solubility. Either they are going to form a true solution. If they are small in size, they are 1 nanometer or less than that, then they are going to mix up in the water and true solution is going to be formed. और अगर ये साइज में बड़े हैं, here a homogeneous mixture is going to be formed, and if they are big in size they are going to form a colloidal solution. वो properly mix up नहीं होते हैं. So either true solutions are present or colloidal solution are present. A heterogeneous solution is present. Say it is of 1 to 100 nanometer in size. तो कुछ मॉलिक्यूल्स यहाँ पर एज अ ट्रू सॉल्यूशन प्रेजेंट होते हैं, वाटर में कम्प्लीटली मिक्सअप होते हैं, एंड सम आर नॉट कम्प्लीटली मिक्सड अप विद वाटर बिकॉज ऑफ देयर लार्ज साइज. जो नॉन एक्वस फेज में प्रेजेंट होते हैं मॉलिक्यूल्स, दोज आर गोइंग टू बी अटैच्ड ऑन सर्टेन स्ट्रक्चर्स. सेल के कुछ स्ट्रक्चर्स के साथ वो अटैच्ड रहते हैं, दैट लाइक दे आर अटैच्ड विद द क्रोमेटिन और दे आर गोइंग टू अटैच विद द सेल वॉल. सो जो मैट्रिक्स है उसमें मिक्सअप नहीं हो रहे हैं, सेपरेटली प्रेजेंट है, और दे आर अटैच्ड विद द सेल मेम्ब्रेन. दिस इज हाउ दीज नॉन एक्वस मॉलिक्यूल्स आर गोइंग टू बी present. Now again this cellular pool is having two type of substances. We can categorize them as inorganic substances and organic substances. We know although that carbon is going to be present in most of the biomolecules, but if carbon is associated with hydrogen, then we are placing in them in different category, and if this carbon is not having hydrogen, then we are going to place them in different category. So here our cellular pool is having inorganic substances and organic substances. So there are lots of inorganic constituents and organic one. Now on what basis we are differentiating them? We are simply differentiating them on the basis that in inorganic components, carbon is not associated with hydrogen. While if we talk about organic substances, we will see that carbon is always going to be associated or bonded with hydrogen. If we talk about the examples, there are lots of minerals, water, gases that are present. All these are coming in category of inorganic compounds. So water is there, gases are there. If we talk about organic, we are having a long list of organic compounds that are present. Carbohydrates are there, proteins are there, lipids are there, nucleotides are there. So carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, lipids, all these are going to form the organic part of the cellular pool. Now if we talk about this cellular pool, from where this cellular pool is coming, see each and every cell, अगर हम एक सेल की बात करते हैं तो सेल के बाहर क्या प्रेजेंट है? एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर मैट्रिक्स इज गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट आउटसाइड द सेल. This all is going to be the extracellular fluid. सेल के बाहर जितना भी फ्लूइड होता है दैट इज द एक्स्ट्रासेलुलर फ्लूइड, और सेल के अंदर जो फ्लूइड प्रेजेंट होता है दैट इज द इंट्रासेलुलर fluid. Now this extracellular fluid is going to have various inorganic and organic substances. दोनों ही तरह के substances present हैं, organic और inorganic, इस extracellular fluid में, and the cell is going to uptake these molecules from this extracellular fluid. Now always remember that cell is not going to uptake all the organic and inorganic compounds that are going to be present in extracellular fluid. Here the cell is going to behave as a selectively permeable. We know that cell membrane is there, that is going to behave as selectively permeable membrane. जो cell organelles होती हैं they are also having membrane जो selectively permeable membrane की तरह behave करती हैं. So the substances which the cell is requiring for its functioning, only those substances are going to be allowed to enter inside the cell, and cell organelles are also going to allow only those substances which are required by them. जो substances सिर्फ उनको अपनी functioning के लिए चाहिए हैं, only those are going to enter. And same with, you can say, exit also. They are only allowing so few substances to get out from the cell which are not required or which are being transported by the cells. And because of this selection, the cellular pool is always going to have a proper concentration or fixed number is there, proper composition is there, because things that are entering and things that are going out, all these things is working in a very controlled manner. So this is how the cellular pool is going to be formed. Now the chemicals that are, or you can say the different molecules that are entering inside the cell, they are going to act as a raw material. बाहर से सेल ने एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर फ्लूइड से जितना भी मटेरियल का अपटेक किया है, all these are going to act as a raw material and cells are going to use them for various metabolic purposes. जितनी भी metabolic activities होती हैं उनके लिए इसको use किया जाता है. Now these substances that are going to that are present in the cellular pool, that are entering in the cells, depending upon their size and their solubility, they are categorized as micromolecules and macromolecules. So it's depending upon size and solubility. They are categorized as micromolecules and macromolecules. Solubility is seen in an acid. See, if I am taking a flask, and this flask is having trichloroacetic acid. And we are mixing everything that is present in our cellular pool. Then what we will see, we are going to see that some of the molecules are going to be present in this trichloroacetic acid. They are going to solubilize with this acid, and some of them, they are going to be present in the supernatant, in the top. They are going to be the insoluble part, जो इसमें solubilize नहीं हुआ वो ऊपर की तरफ present है. So this is going to be the acid insoluble fraction. और यहाँ जो easily dissolve हो गया है, that is going to be the acid soluble fraction. So we will see that which of the components are going to solubilize in the acid और कौन से soluble नहीं होते हैं. This is how we can differentiate between micromolecules and macromolecules. So let's see what are the different characteristics of micromolecules. The first thing about micromolecules is that they are of low molecular weight. Low molecular weight, and that is of less than 1000 Dalton. So molecular weight is going to be less. They are having a simple conformation. Simple structures are there. So simple conformation is there. Another thing where they are going to be present when we are seeing a dissolving them in a acid, they are present in the acid soluble fraction. That means their solubility is going to be more. So high solubility and they are going to be present in acid soluble fraction. Examples are micromolecules are having both organic or inorganic substances. They are present in our micromolecules. So inorganic and organic biomolecules both are present. Simple sugars are there, amino acids are going to be there, water is there. Various minerals are there. So these are going to be making the micromolecules. Now let's talk about these macromolecules. If we talk about, just the name is saying macro means large in size. So these macromolecules, they are having high molecular weight. That is, they are having 10,000 Dalton. The weight is going to be 10,000 Dalton or more. Another thing, they were having simple conformation or simple structure. Here complexity is going to come, इनका structure, इनकी conformation complex होती है. So complex conformation is there. Now if we talk about their solubility, ये हमें कहाँ मिलेंगे? These are going to be found in this acid insoluble fraction. So solubility is going to be low. Low solubility present in acid insoluble fraction. If we talk about their examples, then only the organic constituents are going to form the macromolecules. They are the part of macromolecules. Like we are having complex carbohydrates. There are 4 type of molecules, macromolecules that are present. One is carbohydrate, second one are proteins, third one are lipids, and fourth one are, we are having our nucleic acids. DNA, RNA, these are the nucleic acids. So these are the differences between micromolecules and macromolecules. Now here there is an exception which we need to understand. If we talk about lipids, अगर हम lipids की बात करते हैं तो lipids are of low molecular weight. Lipids का molecular weight 1000 डाल्टन से कम होता है, and still we are placing these lipids in the category of macromolecules. Weight is less, but हम उसे macromolecules की category में place करते हैं. The reason behind this is, although they are having low molecular weight, but they are lipids, so they are going to be insoluble in acids. वो एसिड में insoluble है, इसलिए वो हमें acid insoluble fraction में मिलता है. That's why we are placing them in the category of macromolecules. Although they are not true macromolecules. वो true macromolecules नहीं हैं, लेकिन क्योंकि वो हमें acid insoluble fraction में मिलते हैं, that's why we are calling them as macromolecules. Fine. Now always see what happens with these biomolecules. यहाँ पर जो monomeric units होती हैं, single units होती हैं, these single units are bonded with different type of bonds. They are going to polymerize and chain of monomers are going to form, and finally we are going to get the polymers. So monomers are going to polymerize and the compounds, the complex substances which we are going to get are the polymers. Now जब monomers combine होते हैं एक दूसरे के साथ, there are different type of bonds that are going to form between these monomers. बहुत सारे अलग अलग टाइप के bonds बनते हैं इनके बीच में. Like see, I am discussing few of the bonds, like the bonds that are formed during protein synthesis. Proteins बनते हैं. We know that proteins are going to be formed from amino acids. That simply means that monomeric form of protein is amino acid. और बहुत सारे amino acids chain में एक दूसरे के साथ combine होते हैं and they are going to form a protein. Now these amino acids, they are joined with each other with the help of a specific bond, and this bond is known as peptide bond. तो पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड की हेल्प से एक अमाइनो एसिड दूसरे अमाइनो एसिड के साथ अटैच रहता है. पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड किनके बीच में बनता है? COOH ग्रुप ऑफ वन अमाइनो एसिड, एक अमाइनो एसिड का COOH ग्रुप इन्वॉल्व है. जो दूसरा अमाइनो एसिड है NHH ग्रुप मीन्स NH2 ग्रुप, अमाइनो ग्रुप ऑफ दिस अमाइनो एसिड इज बीइंग इन्वॉल्व. और यहाँ से in this reaction a water molecule is being released, H2O is being released, and a bond is going to be formed between two amino acids like this. और इस bond को हम क्या बोलते हैं? That is the peptide bond. This is how the bonds are going to be formed between these amino acid. This is a dehydration bond in which a water molecule is being रिलीज्ड। तो इस तरीके से प्रोटीन्स में अमाइनो एसिड्स पेप्टाइड बॉन्ड की हेल्प से अटैच्ड होते हैं। वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस देम इन डिटेल ऑल्सो व्हेन वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस प्रोटीन्स। Now, the second type of bonds are phosphodiester bonds that are present in nucleic acids. Like DNA is there. Here peptide bonds were present. जो न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स होते हैं, इन दीज न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स फोस्फोडाइस्टर बॉन्ड्स आर प्रेजेंट। अब ये फोस्फोडाइस्टर बॉन्ड्स किन के बीच में बनते हैं? दीज फोस्फोडाइस्टर बॉन्ड्स आर गोइंग टू फॉर्म बिटवीन शुगर एंड फॉस्फेट। जो हमारी डीएनए की बैकबोन है, दैट बैकबोन ऑफ द डीएनए इज मेड अप ऑफ शुगर, फॉस्फेट, अगेन अ शुगर, अगेन अ फॉस्फेट। तो इस तरीके से जो बैकबोन बनी है, तो यहाँ पर शुगर और फॉस्फेट के बीच में ये बॉन्ड है, दैट बॉन्ड इज नोन एज फोस्फोडाइस्टर बॉन्ड। सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी फॉर्म्ड बिटवीन शुगर एंड फॉस्फेट। जो ऊपर वाली शुगर है उसकी 3 प्राइम कार्बन पे जो OH ग्रुप है दैट इज गोइंग टू बी इन्वॉल्व, और नीचे जो शुगर है द 5 prime carbon OH of 5 prime carbon is involved. So 2 OH groups are involved and in between phosphate is present. So यहाँ पर जो bond बनता है that is known as 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond. I am not going in detail with the structure because structure we are going to discuss later on. So just remember sugar और phosphate के बीच में 3 prime to 5 prime phosphodiester bond बनता है, that is making the backbone of our DNA. Next type are glycosidic bonds. Glycosidic bonds, they are going to be formed when a monosaccharide is going to form a, or is going to polymerize and it is going to form a disaccharide or a simple oligosaccharide या पॉलीसैकेराइड। तो जब भी एक मोनोसैकेराइड कंबाइन होता है और एक ओलिगोसैकेराइड या पॉलीसैकेराइड बनाता है, तो दो शुगर्स के बीच में जो बॉन्ड बनता है दैट बॉन्ड इज नोन एज ग्लाइकोसिडिक बॉन्ड। अगेन this was also a dehydration reaction in which a water molecule is removed out. Here also it is going to be a dehydration reaction in which if I take one sugar, the second sugar is going to be present. So यहाँ पर जो reaction होती है that means here the water molecules are going to be removed out and because of the removal of these water molecules a bond is going to be formed. So here OH was there, so this is how a water molecule is being released out. So all these are dehydration bonds in which polymerization is going to occur, or simply we can say condensation is going to occur by removal of the water molecules, and this is how the monomeric units are combining together to form the polymers. Now we are required to decide the different complex, or you can say different organic molecules, and we are starting with carbohydrates. The first organic molecule which we are going to discuss is carbohydrates. So let's discuss about carbohydrates. What these carbohydrates are? These carbohydrates are polyhydroxy aldoses or ketones and condensation products, means they are going to, the monomeric unit are going to combine together and they are going to form the more complex carbohydrates. Now if we see the groups, the functional groups that are present, या तो terminal position पर on their terminal position they are having the CHO group, the aldehyde group, या internally they are having the ketone group. CO group is going to be present. And if we understand the meaning of this carbohydrate, it simply means carbon hydration of carbon. So the simple formula for carbohydrates is CnH2ON. The carbon is added with water, so there is hydration of carbon. और अगर हम यहाँ पर हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन की रेशो देखते हैं, then the ratio of oxygen and hydrogen is always going to be 2:1, हाइड्रोजन 2 and ऑक्सीजन 1. जैसे कि वाटर में हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन की रेशो प्रेजेंट होती है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स आर गोइंग टू हैव द सेम रेशो 2:1 that is going to be present in carbohydrates. These carbohydrates, they are also known as saccharides. इन्हें हम सैकेराइड्स बोलते हैं बिकॉज द स्मॉलर और सिंपल सब यूनिट क्या है कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स की, दैट आर गोइंग नोन एज शुगर्स. They are going to be sweet in taste, that's why they are known as sugars and we use the word saccharides for them. अब जो carbohydrates हैं, depending upon their size, they are of, you can say, small size. So smaller carbohydrates are going to be there and larger carbohydrates are going to be there. So small and large. जो स्मॉल साइज के होते हैं दे आर गोइंग टू बी सॉल्युबल, वेरी स्मॉल इन साइज, एंड वी आर हैविंग लाइक इन स्मॉल कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स मोनोसैकेराइड्स आर देयर, डिराइव्ड मोनोसैकेराइड्स, oligosaccharides. So these are sweet in taste, small in size and simple in their structure. While if we talk about the larger carbohydrates, then these larger carbohydrates are polysaccharides. So we are going to talk about these all, the small one by one about the small carbohydrates and later on about the large carbohydrates. So for today let's see about these monosaccharides, the small carbohydrates. Monosaccharide word simply means that only one single saccharide is there. That simply means अगर हम इसको further hydrolyze करना चाहते हैं तो ये बाकी smaller और ज़्यादा smaller components में hydrolyze नहीं होगी. So simply cannot be hydrolyzed into smaller components. बिकॉज इट सेल्फ इट इज़ द स्मॉलर कॉम्पोनेंट और इससे फर्दर इसका हाइड्रोलिसिस नहीं होगा. नाउ डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दैट हाउ मेनी कार्बन आर प्रेजेंट, वी आर हैविंग डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज ऑफ दीज monosaccharides. Like if there are 3 carbons present, then these are known as, we are calling these monosaccharides as trioses. What will be the formula for these trioses? C3H6O3. So that will be the molecular formula and examples are glyceraldehyde, dihydroxyacetone. All these are having 3 carbons. 4 carbon are there, they are known as tetroses. So it will be C4, H is going to be 8 and O is 4. Examples are erythrose, threose. These are having 4 carbons. Pentoses are there. Pentoses simply means 5 carbon. So C5H10O5. There are lots of examples of pentoses like ribose is there, ribulose, deoxyribose, we will see there is a exception in deoxyribose. जब हम deoxyribose का स्ट्रक्चर देखेंगे तो हम देखेंगे वहाँ पर एक ऑक्सीजन कम होती है, दैट मीन्स C5H10O4. सेकेंड पोजीशन पे जो कार्बन होती है वहाँ पर OH की जगह ओनली H इज प्रेजेंट, हाइड्रोजन इज प्रेजेंट, सो वन ऑक्सीजन इज लेस. Arabinose is there. So these are some of the monosaccharides that are having 5 carbon. Then hexoses are there which are having 6 carbon, C6H12O6. Examples are glucose, fructose, galactose, mannose. All these are going to have 6 carbon in them. We are having hexoses, then next comes 7 carbon are there, these are known as heptoses. So C7H14O7, example are like pseudoheptulose. So these are some of the monosaccharides जिनमें different number of carbons are present, and these monosaccharides they can attach with each other. हमने अभी बात की that glycosidic bond is going to form between them, और बहुत सारे monosaccharides एक दूसरे के साथ glycosidic bond से attached होते हैं, and these are going to form oligosaccharides, और if ज़्यादा number में attached होंगे then they are going to form the polysaccharides. So glycosidic bond can be formed, that is between, again a dehydration bond is there, or you can say if amino group is involved, then this is how it is going to form. So there are different type of bonds that are going to form, that are glycosidic bonds, and with these glycosidic bond these monosaccharides are attached with each other. अगर हम बात करते हैं हेक्सोसिस की और पेंटोसिस की, if we talk about these pentoses and hexoses, so these are going to be present in 2 forms. इनकी 2 forms present होती हैं, either they are present in open form, open chain structure is there, or they are present in ring form. They are going to form rings. अगर हम pentoses की बात करते हैं, then the ring that is formed by these pentoses are known as furanose, that is the ringed structure of pentoses. और अगर हम hexoses के ring structure की बात करते हैं, then it is known as pyranose. So let's see about their structure, the ring structures. So if we talk about the pyranose, so pyranose is the ring structure of hexoses. यहाँ पर 1 carbon is there and 1 oxygen is there and 5 carbon are going to be present. So this is how a structure is present. This is going to be the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon and fifth carbon. This is a pyranose. If we talk about a furanose, that is a pentose. So here 1 oxygen is present and 4 carbon are going to be present. So carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how the structure is going to be present. अब यहाँ पर भी they are having 2 forms that are known as alpha form और बीटा form. जो फर्स्ट कार्बन है वहाँ पर OH की ओरिएंटेशन क्या है? OH अगर नीचे की तरफ प्रेजेंट है then it is going to be the alpha form, that is on first carbon. This is known as जो ऑक्सीजन के पास कार्बन प्रेजेंट होती है एनोमेरिक कार्बन. अगर OH ऊपर की तरफ प्रेजेंट है that is going to be the beta form. This is how different forms are going to be present. Another thing about these monosaccharides is कि sometimes they are having asymmetrical carbons, और इन asymmetrical carbons होने की वजह से ये plane polarized light को rotate करते हैं. अगर ये plane polarized light को left direction में rotate करते हैं then they are known as levorotatory, or if they are rotating the plane polarized light in right side they are known as dextrorotatory. Like our glucose. Glucose is known as blood sugar, blood में present है, ठीक है, that is dextrorotatory. ये plane polarized light को right की तरफ rotate करता है, ठीक है. We are having levorotatory also. Some of the sugars are levorotatory also. जो सबसे sweetest sugar है that is fructose, that is present in also known as fruit sugar, because most of the plants are having this fruit sugar, most of the fruits are having fructose in them. Some of the exceptions are also there, like grapes are the exceptions, but still many of the fruits are having fructose, and it is the naturally occurring sweetest sugar. So that's about the monosaccharides. Now second comes our derived monosaccharides. We are going to discuss derived monosaccharides, oligosaccharides in our next class. So that's all for today.